I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right. Or good evening to all of you. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. This is Man. Hope you're having a good night so far. Hope you have had a good day. Yes, we're having one more show in our JPL team preview show. We'll be looking at the teams participating in the soon to start JPL. Yes, and we should be talking with representatives of Cavaliers Football Club. Yeah, but before we get into that, let me give you some information. Our favorite league, the EPL, English Premier League. I'm going to give you some update for those of you who don't know what is happening. Sit here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, somebody. 5 fingers. You know what I'm talking about? Don't you? But before we get there, first, a big thank you to the sponsors of this video. The sponsors are Prestige Finance, lending a helping hand when you need it the most. If you are having struggles with back to school, Prestige Finance is the people that you want to speak to. They will give you a loan of up to 100,000 Jamaican dollars. Easy. They are located in Linstead, St. Catherine, Jamaica. You can reach out to them at 876-884-7390. When you call them, let them know that you heard about them from I Am Sure Sports. You'll get very easy. You'll get no processing fee, same day processing, and 0 to 4% interest rate. Also to Launch Legacy, where they handle risk and they seek legacy for all your personal insurance needs in Canada and the USA. Visit Launch Legacy at launchlegacy.com or call or text them at 647-989-0782. All right, for those of you who are unaware, there is going to be $6 billion. Yes, I believe. Improvement of the national stadium starting in January. I'm hoping that the renovation and the reworking and all of that will be done before we have any games there for the national team, male or female, right? So the work is going to be starting there at the national stadium that just broke, I think, recently. Minister of Sports, yes, Honorable Bobsy Grange spoke to that, and they're going to increase the capacity of the stadium from 35 to 40,000 because they're going to remove the cycle track to bring the fans closer to the action. I think that is a good move. They will be fixing also the media area. It's also understood that the area will be fully Wi-Fi. So when you go there, you'll have that television screens, better bathroom facilities, changing of seating, more covering around the stadium. And also, hey, listen, the pitch will be a whole lot better. So looking forward to that happening. So kudos. 50,000 I heard. 50,000 what? They're moving it from 35,000. They're adding 5 more seats, which will make it from 35,000, which is the present capacity, to 4,000. So the only thing they're moving is out the cycle track. So if somebody else has 50,000 as the count, hey, so let it be. But from the article that I read, it said 40,000. Also, just you'd have also heard that the as it relates, just giving you some update as what is happening in the news before we bring our guests on. Um, the head coach of the female Reggae Girls team, he spoke about the fact that they are well advanced in the contract negotiation, the payment and the plan and the terms of the contract that will be dealt with when they come back from South Korea, but they are still available. And he did say there should not be any hurdles, but discussion should be concluded upon their return from Korea. All right, that's the Reggae Girls games against South Korea that are going to be happening. We'll be doing watch alongs to those games if we can find feed that are broadcasting them. But I have to tell you, because I know some of you are struggling with watching the EPL games, so I just want to give you the results for those of you who don't know. Manchester City, they defeated Nottingham Forest by 6-0. Erling Haaland scored a next hat-trick. That's 2 hat-trick in a row for him. Liverpool had a goal late. Some people think it was too late in the game, but I think it was a very good goal. And Newcastle caused this on themselves. They lost to Liverpool 2-1. West Ham secured a point against Tottenham. Bournemouth and Wolves drew 0-0. And then the 5-5 Arsenal did it again, defeating Leon Bailey and Aston Villa. Easily outplayed them completely, as you know. This is the Arsenal by 2-1. And Sunday we go to Old Trafford in Manchester. So Arsenal sitting comfortably at the top of the league. Yes, great assist by Mikel Antonio indeed. People, if you're watching, please hit the like button, subscribe, like, and share. Our guest is here. So we're going to talk about the club. And when I put up this, people start text me and say, lucky Cavaliers, lucky. I just through the pandemic and the season did abrupt make them win. I bet you them never win the Premier League again. For Cavaliers, look for when they win it. Much years ago, they never win it again. Lucky them, lucky. Bet you it is a full. I think that the leadership at Cavaliers believe different, So I'm going to bring them on, and we're going to find out about the gears that were supposed to be here from last year for the fans, where they are for sale and all of those things. So let's get some update as to what is happening out there at Cavaliers. And we have with us yours truly, Mr. Speid. And welcome to I Am Sure Sports, Mr. Speid.
Well, thank you for having me, Manins man. How are you?
Well, I'm extremely happy because my 5 fingers are working. Arsenal 1, Arsenal 2, Arsenal 3, Arsenal 4, Arsenal 5. So I'm very excited. 15 points from 5 games. What else could I ask for at this time? You understand me? I'm going to
You would be
play.
greedy.
Huh?
You would be greedy.
I'll be greedy. I'd be greedy. Leading the Premier League table, not alphabetically, but winnically. You understand me? So it's a good feeling. Yes. But I know late time is not your best time, so I promise that I won't keep you long. So Mrs. Speed, don't have to ban me from
Hold on a second. Let me plug in this because my phone was all a second.
Lord have mercy. Don't tell me I have one more interview and the battery gonna die, people. What wrong with Jamaican chargers, man? Listen, hey, I need somebody who is watching this stream to start a company in Jamaica that sell chargers.
Oh man, me have charger, man. I go plug it in.
You understand me? Yes. Let's get that. You understand me? Let's start something. Yeah, to sell charger. Bridget is saying that Mr. Speed took over the shower curtain look. We have a favorite person who normally come on. We used to call him the shower curtain boss.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing
because
like that.
we always see curtains behind him. So I think they are doing that. Your face is a little dark. I think how you have positioned yourself. Yeah, I think you're looking better now. Yeah, it's looking better. Hey, one thing there,
One second.
Yes, people, we're trying to sort out the charger. Yes, yes, Rob Simit. We're trying to work out the charger shortage. So don't worry.
May I get some more light? All right, I'm good now.
All right, no charger issue because you see Duckland start saying the people them know already how this thing got 3%. This was
No man, we have 32%. But me just to make sure so the phone can still keep charging while we speak, because just to make sure we last the hour.
Okay, all right. So again, you finished again last season. Well, the season before you were in the finals, you won it. This season you finished in the top 4 again. You finished third, which is commendable. So you have been the season before that, before the abrupted season. I think you were third as well. So you have been consistently in the top 4 of the league. What are the plans? What is the next achievement? What is the next accomplishment for Cavaliers football soccer club? Sorry.
A lot of people would believe that because I'm the major shareholder in the club, I just do what I want. It's not true. We actually had a 3-year plan, which was to go to the CONCACAF Champions League, and we did achieve it. Since we have been back in the Premier League, there has been 4 completed seasons. We have finished third 3 times and first 1 time. Every single season that we have been back, we have start literally at the build a new team, basically. So that has been complex. And if you notice, even last year when we won the title, we made a late run. People were saying we're not going to make the playoff. This year again, we got into the playoffs, but we played our best football in the playoffs because by that time the team had come together, gel properly, and we were very good in the playoffs. Just defending our title, just lost out on penalty shootout in one of the games.
All right. Speaking about rebuilding the team this season, Christopher Pearson, though he never featured a whole lot last season, he's already overseas on a contract. Kenroy Campbell, I understand, is also not there at the club anymore. The 2 Guyanese are not there. That's 4 players who St. Lucians. They are not there. I don't know if there's any more notable. Rochester gone off to college as well. That's
and also Marlando Maxwell. We're not sure what he's doing. So that would have been 6 players. So again, as I said before, we have to rebuild again. That is a difficult part with our club, and I expect King to go anytime, so that could be 7. So that is really what is kind of difficult with us to try and, because of the nature of our club, because our club is really for development and for people to leave. Last year, we'll lose the least amount of players. The year before that, we lose 10, over 10 or 11 players. So that has been our challenge. And then because we have a club policy that all the directors agree on, we only buy players you call them teenagers. If we only have teenagers transferred to our club, you're not going to see us get a player that is 20 and coming into our club. So that's really the policy, and I have to stick to it because that's what we agree on.
What is the philosophy behind transferring, like you just suggested, predominantly teenagers? What is the reason behind that? Are teenagers mature enough to win you a league title? Given how the football is improving, the level of work being done in terms of coaching and technical people with the teams. You look at what Mount Pleasant is doing. You look at the team that Harborview have put together in terms of the leadership there. You see the same thing at Arnett Garden. There's a larger group. Are teenagers, younger players, capable, coming out of the Manning Cup and the Cavaliers youth system good enough to win the Premier League on a consistent basis? So what is the reason behind the philosophy?
Right, and I don't mind sharing it because if you notice, our club will lead from the front. If we say it's young people, we do it. We don't. If we say it's coaching education, we go out and we do it. If we say we're going to put name in jersey, you see, we go out and we do it. If we say we're going to play a particular, we go out and we do it. We try to lead from the front. So the pandemic has.
If say King is leaving soon, he's leaving.
He might leave at some time because for a player who is 20 years of age, no, I said he can leave anytime. He's 20 years of age, played 9 international match, and is a kind of fixtures in the senior team. No care who turn up. It's likely that anything can happen. So we have to make preparations for that. So we have lost 6 players, but back to the question.
You're talking about the philosophy, so just continue.
Right, back to the question. Right. So if you notice our players, they are among the highest technical players. A player that like Dwayne Atkinson would have played 3 seasons. He's just 19. He's 20 this year, right? He'd have played 3 seasons. Webster would have played 5 seasons and he's 21. If you notice, we put in young Adrian Reed Jr., he was 15. The player that you're going to have to watch this year that nobody even know about is Christopher Yanzrod. He's going to be a handful. He's 17. So
nobody knows Christopher Yanzrod?
Not at the Premier League level. One time he scored against Cavalier Garden at Mount Pleasant and then put unknown. When they say who scored, then put unknown.
That's what they put. Well, I need to talk to George Davis about that.
Then put unknown. So we call him unknown now for joke. That's what we call him now, unknown. So him take it in good fun. So this at the Premier League level, that's gonna be one of the top players. So our philosophy is you take about 2 years to learn or to play our way. So if we get you at 20, by the time you learn, your shelf value start to go down. So those are a couple of the reasons why we take them that early. And even for this year, we're not in the market. We just decided to promote from our youth ranks because that's our philosophy, make the youths play.
But have you been playing youth competition?
Well, what we did, we played in the under 20 competition that we had. And what I did after qualifying for the playoffs, we were playing a lot of the youths, and we even go as low as make our under 15 players play in the under 20. Of course, we didn't win it, but we didn't care. We just wanted to make sure that the talented players get to play, and we did that. But what is holding us back? So when we go back to the fundamental question, is that every year we used to go overseas, under 13, under 15, under 16, under 17 to play. Right? Those were the players that went to the Gothia Cup and actually defeated Deportiva de Alves and some other known team. Those were the ones who actually won the Premier League for us last year. And I mean, in that grouping, you talk about the Topi who was overseas. You talk about Nicky Udale. You talk about Paris. All of those players got contract and went overseas. From those players are the ones that did those tours. So yeah, we spend most of our money on the youths. Like 80% of our money is spent on the players under 20. And just if we spend 20% on those older than 20, they get a lot of money. It's something that we pride ourselves with, and that's the way forward for us. As you asked if we can win the league, of course we win it already. And last year that just gone, nobody could say we were outclassed. I mean, we scored some of the best goal anybody ever seen on the local soil in the semi-final, and we lost on penalties. We scored some of the best goal anybody has ever seen in local football. People say that's the best match ever. So nobody could say we participate in the best match ever and then we can't win a title.
So what about the people who say, right? Because man, I said them man stay, because man do the same thing. I be a young youth, them want to them side, because them true they know so them not to pay the young youth them the money. They don't want a big man where have them pitney and have them wife and demand high salary now. Look at you, they want where them can pay some small amount of money. Is that the Cavalier philosophy? Or you pay your players handsomely?
No, I think we probably the fifth highest paying club in our league. We don't pay the lowest, right? And that's the mistake that people make. But I prefer to give the money to a 19 or a 20-year-old so he can eat properly and so he can feel comfortable in an environment than to try and shaft him to pay somebody else. So that's not true. We are probably the fourth, fifth. One time I thought we were probably the third highest paying club in the competition. So we are up there. We're not down. We're not low now.
Okay. All right. Let me I just saw this question coming up, so let me just ask you. Many persons have been saying King is in Jamaica too long, given how he broke through the national team. What it is it that the value that is on him, something he needs to develop in his game? Because he's one of those players that many of us think like a move for him would, and I think you probably would agree with this, a move for him would improve him a whole lot. Is it that you're waiting on the right deal or the right amount of money, or there are things that he needs to work on in his game before he can make the move?
Everybody must remember that King is 20, 20 years old, right? He has only played 2 seasons of Premier League so far, and one was a truncated season. So he's 20 years of age. He has done extremely well because of his natural abilities. But if you remember when he was going to Clarendon College, nobody thought he was the best defender there. So for somebody to tongue in cheek to say we can improve him, you're crazy. We have improved him tremendously over the 2 years that he has played Premier League for us, and we know what it takes to improve him, and we know that he's on the right track, and we're not worried. He's not worried either. When the right time comes, he'll move. We got offers for him to go to USA. Good offer that I would have been smiling now to the bank, but we wanted to hold him back to see if he could go to Europe instead. So people, of course, we can send him to USL tomorrow morning if we wanted. We can send him go. We could have sold him to MLS if we wanted, but
MLS. Whoa. Yeah, the MLS. Okay.
I have an offer from my MLS club, but all the experts, everybody that seen him play, say try get him into Europe, because if him going to Europe, him would be extraordinary because of the learning curve. But if it don't happen, then we probably have to send him go MLS. But there are people from USL, they're knocking on my door.
No, USL is different. I don't want to get confused. The USL or the MLS? Are you have?
I said from both. I said
both.
Numerous USL come and ask for him, and I asked them, the scouts, and I said to them, "Is that how you see King to go to the USL?" They say yes. I said, "Okay, stop calling my phone, because if that's what you see, then after play of disability, then something is wrong with you." And so the USL people tell them no, MLS come. More than one of them make inquiries, but as I said before, we were trying to see if he didn't really want to go. He wanted to go Europe, and we're trying to
Europe. Okay.
Yeah. So that is why
one of the questions I want to find out in the league: how are the values of the players in the local league determined? Because one of the things I know, because I've had the experience of talking to people, and maybe the Cavaliers formula is different from other clubs, but how is the value determined? So someone says, I want him in Europe, and they may say, listen, people have all kind of ways of going around the system. Some may say, all right, loan him to me, lend him, you understand me? They want to give you that. How is the value determined, and who determines the actual value of the players? And maybe you can only speak to your club. Like, how does that work? Because I get the feeling like I've heard so many names of players going, but we don't hear the amount of money.
That is because most of them gone for free or for cheap. That's why everybody's so embarrassed to tell you what the money is. I am embarrassed to tell you what the money is for some of the players that leave here and go overseas, because at the end of the day, who carry the deal come to you, an agent. When him carry the deal, let me explain to you how transfer work. The club and the player have a contract. The club that he's going to and the player will have a contract, right? The agent is the one who negotiates that contract between the club and the player. The agent gets a commission from the player's salary every month. The club and the club now negotiate the transfer fee. The agent doesn't get any money from the transfer fee. So he's not interested in trying to get any transfer fee for you. Because whether I'm getting a transfer fee for you or not, it don't matter to him. He's not earning anything from it. Some agent will ask you to give them a 5 or 10% of the transfer fee. Some agent don't even bother ask, because remember, if the agent have 20 players and getting 5% every month from the 20 players, he's okay, right? And that is more important to him than trying to get a transfer fee for the club. So a lot of the time, what the agent does, some of them is so unscrupulous. They leak the information in the paper to say this player go foreign, right? So the player know already, before the agent come to the club, the player know already say a club overseas looking for him. So you know what happened? The player and his granny and his uncle and his auntie and his daddy and his mother, everybody come to you and give the youth a chance, man. Make him go on. What happened to you? It reduce your power to negotiate a fee. So most of the time, you just give him for free and say, all right, me put a sale on him and hope so the player come good. A lot of times they don't.
Oh, I see. So a lot of times the initial transfer, the clubs don't get any money locally.
No money at all. Or if they get any money, because again, we're ranked 62 in the world.
Yeah.
The money is small. Because usually the agent that come and tell us that they're willing to pay 10 grand. They're not even want you to talk to the club, the club where you play.
Okay, I see what you mean. So normally whatever discussion a club in Jamaica has is normally with the player's agent and not necessarily the club that the player is going to go to. But should
Yes.
Cavaliers then have an agent assigned? Should you then at your club create the kind, because you have, and I'm asking this because it's still, though it's a Premier League, it's still because you have such a youthful team that at any given time there are players from your club that people will be looking at. Should there be an agent from your side who is looking at those markets to bring the players there instead of someone coming from those markets to take the players? Because if you had it the way that I suggested, you'd have better negotiating power.
So you have a whole heap of issues with my players. Some of them are amateur players because them don't catch 80. So when if a club come for them, there's no recourse really for you because them do have a professional contract. So you kind of just have to get them for free. You don't get no money. And the clubs are predatory on the agent. So if they know so you don't have a professional contract, them just take out the player for free. You can't do nothing at all. You don't care how much time you spend on the player. And guess what? The player is going to go. Don't care what the player tell us saying loyal, the player is going to go because he might get a chance to go play professional football. So that is one of the drawback with my club using so much young players. The other drawback is, and I've done it before, tie down players with a particular agent, and the agent is looking for the players to bust him, not the other way around. So the agent now big contact, so you have some good players and he can't move them at all because he just not a contact. So for instance, you get an agent will live in Mexico, your player. And in a big contact, so instead of Mexico and try to look a job in Mexico. Him can't get a job in a USA, he can't get a job in Europe. So it's a disadvantage some of the time when you're tied on a player. One good move is to say, look here, anybody come with a deal first, now you can work. See what I say?
Yeah, I think Brendan is making a point here where he's saying that, but you can put contracts in place. So if the player go on to sign with another club in the future, Cavaliers get paid, which is a sell-on clause.
Yeah, man. I
You're
know
speaking to.
nowadays my club will practice sell and I will practice seal on the seal on. So it's something that you know. But remember now, let me tell you one
And isn't there also a fee for some money given to the club that developed the player, regardless of what, by FIFA, or when does that, like, it loses effect?
All right. So until the player catch 22. But listen to what happened. A lot of these clubs, when them come to take the player, them put inside of the contract say, you forego the development fee. And some people some clubs still sign it just because they want the deal go down.
That sounds like modern day slavery in football. It's just in football.
When you're not enough strength, you're just not enough strength. When them don't want Jamaica players really, because them have a million other players. The other thing if an African player go to Europe and one club reject him, at the roadside him now go back, And like Jamaican player who go run, come back to their mother and their father and say, boy, I'm go back home and go play back for the club. Them man they not go back, them man they go to our next club, and them man they, by the time you reach, a free them come. So that type of competition too kind of give you a little blow, because there's a whole heap of those players who they can get for free, as against we all come and say we want money. So the business is really difficult, for, unless the player really come out of the top draw.
Yeah. How long have you been at the helm of Cavaliers Soccer Club, Mr. Speid?
About 20 years.
20 years. Have you guys actually, because I asked that question because I want to ask about your own home venue, right? And when I consider that you have used probably one of the most expensive venue for playing your games, which is the Stadium East, that is where you have predominantly played. Every now and then you may have had to use some other venues. When you consider the rent that you guys have paid over the 20 years for all the games from the leagues coming up, don't you think you could have probably by now, and what is hindering Cavaliers from having their own stadium with the kind of success you have? Like I said, that being in the top 3, playing in the Caribbean Club Championship, sending on players. Every season you have had a player or two moving out of Jamaica. We don't know, like I said, what maybe there is not a lot of money generated in the initial move, but maybe in the sell-on clause. Why haven't we seen Cavaliers establish like even a little mini stadium?
So you're correct. We haven't had that big sale as yet. And listen, when you sell a player, you get a sell-on clause. The people, you're at the mercy of the club who is selling on the player, because a lot of time it is easy for them to sell the player at a lower value. In some jurisdiction, there's a big joke that them have 2 contracts. The one where you see is not what the player sell for. This game not easy, So even if you have a big sell-on clause and you look on transfer market and see the player value of 500,000, them gonna end up selling the player for 30,000. That's the contract where you see. And because of that, your sell-on is what percentage of the 30,000, not where you see on transfer.
But you could prove that. If you can prove that, can't you?
You can't prove it. You can't prove it. You can't prove it from here. Not from here. And somebody have to talk, and they are countrymen, or them in the business. Them not gonna talk. So there's this big joke about certain jurisdiction where, not in Europe. Well, in Europe, but in certain blocks, where the people them think them a mafia. That's what happened there. So you see, land is small.
Let me just explain for the person. What you're saying is that the players normally sign 2 contracts. And as an example, they'll sign one to be sold for, or the clubs that they're
not
at
the player,
the club sign 2 contracts. One to sell the player for 500,000, one to sell the player for 30,000. What they do is that they give you the sell-on clause from out of the one for the 30,000, though they are selling the player for 500,000. But
example,
you can't prove that.
Example.
Yeah,
No.
so you can prove that. So you only get $3,000 when really you should have gotten like 50,000.
Right, right.
Okay,
So
okay, understood.
we suspect that that happened, and we hear the stories them. And based on when you look at the transfer market and expect the player to go for something near the transfer market valuation, that don't happen. You know, the player go for much less, like ridiculously much less. So as me say, right now, until Jamaica really get ranking at probably the top 30, I don't see, you know, we can be able to sell a lot of players out of Jamaica for a lot of money. It's an uphill battle. And remember, you know, you have a lot of clubs who willing to don't get no money. So then eventually, if certain clubs start to say, no, I'm not selling my player unless me get money, you start to look like you are the one that is holding
So
out.
so
And
then the move then, because I think the last time when I spoke to Mr. Williams, who is Chris Williams, one of the things he mentioned is the JPL basically like the MLS, which would probably help to change some of that, where the JPL becomes the actual like the who sell players, like they are responsible, just like how MLS, the clubs in the MLS don't sell the players really. It is the MLS. Is it possible that that is something that could happen so that way Cavaliers would benefit if it were all the players that are being showcased and the JPL is over it more so than Cavaliers doing it with a one agent somewhere and a one club somewhere? It is the JPL or the Jamaica professional where Chris Williams said I forgot the abbreviation right now. Yeah. Could that
right, so
would that be better?
no. So for instance, um, you know that USA situation unique with their franchise system. We have a sporting merit system, and and we have a capitalist system for our club ownership. So nobody is going to give up ownership of their club in that preference. So I don't ever see it happening. It's something that people want to talk about, but I don't ever see it happening in Jamaica. We're too selfish and standoffish and self-centered. But also, um, if you if you are doing good with youth development and spending all your money, then the next club could decide that they're not gonna do anything and just reap the benefits of it because they're shared, you
But
know.
if they're not developing the players, though, like if you have the best developed players, it is your players that would be sold.
Yeah, but if the organization sell the players, I'm sure even a fee they're going to, you know, hold back a
Oh,
fee. You
you're
say,
talking like profit sharing?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So once you go to the
Okay.
organization, which is owned by all of the clubs, then you know you won't be able to, and then would you know allow somebody to value their player. I mean, nobody going to do that if you're churning out good players.
I don't think that I think like okay, I understand what you're saying. I think if I think it I was more looking at it as the administration of the JPL controlling that. Um
Them don't have the
you know,
expertise either where a club owner have in terms of
okay.
it value players, and so he wouldn't have that expertise.
Yeah. All right. The other thing is, I mean, last year, like I said, you tapped into the Caribbean market. You just spoke about the two Caribbean nationals. They are. I understand that they could be heading to the North Coast. I don't know. I heard that they went back to St. Lucia and could be heading back to the North Coast. I don't know. I heard from one of the birds dropped off a piece of paper with their names on it. I don't know. I don't know if it is so, but I hear that they could be heading to the North Coast.
And that's
We'll
fine.
see.
And that's fine. I mean, I yes, there has been inquiries from a North Coast for them. It's not it's something that is true. I don't have an issue. I mean, as I said before, I'm in a business, so they pay. They pay, and if I don't, I think I can. As I said before, we have young youths that want to play. We have young Adrian Reid that start in the semi-final. So I mean, one of the player play that position. So I'm cute. I'm fine. Just give me some money. I'm good.
Uh, all right. What? Let me ask you this one. I mean, I understand that Christopher Ainsworth um, may not be going back to school, and he's going to become a full professional.
All I know. he could be the fine of the season. I don't, right? That's all me can tell you.
Eh?
That when it comes to talent, there's no 17-year-old in
No,
Jamaica.
man. I listen. I know his talent, man. I watched him. I watched him in the league. I watched him in the Premier League. I'm not questioning his talent and his ability. I also know that he will do exceptionally well in the JPL. What I want to know if he will be at the green and black doing exceptionally well. I think Brain Drain also has serious
You know,
interest in knowing that as well. But
you know, say me
and here an
hardly.
ex-Calabar man just telling me that Christopher Yanzrod, here's an ex-Calabar man saying that he's not at Calabar.
Well, I don't know where he is.
You don't
But
know
when it
where he
comes,
is, but you are promising that he's going to do well at Cavaliers.
yes, if the Premier League, I don't know which school him is. I don't. I have no interest in knowing which school him is. I only have interest in me see me ask him for a report and say if I do good at school. But whichever school him want go is fine with me.
All right. Um, somebody was suggesting earlier that why I figured that like maybe some of the clubs, so I think Conrad are one of those, or Nitro may have been suggesting that seeing that Craig Butler know the transfer market, would people engage him to kind of deal with some of these negotiations with these European people, seeing that he probably have a little know-how about them. So that's something that I wanted to suggest, that because it was asked. But let me just move away from that. You can respond to that after this question. Are you going back into the Caribbean market? Or are you just sticking with your local players?
Well, I mean, I'll never say never because people always call me. It's just a case where I have to see a player that suits suits what we are doing. Because as I said before, remember I have a factory, a young players. If you think you see anything yet, I have some 16-year-olds that is ready to take over the world. And when I say some, I mean lots of them, like 9, 10 of them. So I don't really need to go anywhere. I just need to get them some experience in the next year. And by the following year, you'll see a lot of them in the Premier League. Maybe as early as next year, some of them will be in the Premier League. So I don't need to go anywhere to get players. I have a lot of them just waiting in the wings, ready to go.
Okay. Somebody here, Military Guna, bless up yourself. Chris Wayne, Fresh God, Travis Spencer, Brain Drain, Conrad, bless up. Military Guna said that he plans to take Henry from Cavaliers and become his agent. I think Henry's he has a young prospects as well. Very, very good young player who is also at Calabar.
I don't know why him need to take him. Be me agent. You don't need to make me a war about no player. Just be me agent. I don't care. I'm not his agent. I'm developing him up to sell him. It's a business I have. So I would gladly want you to take him and sell him. Get him a contract overseas and I'm going to deal with the rest. So Military going to free.
Yeah. All right. I mean, can you give us your coaching staff? Who are the persons? Give
coaching
us the
staff not change. It's gonna be David Laylor, Everdeen Scarlett, Colin Wilson, and myself. It's always the four of us for all the teams. Everything.
Okay, so you're not a coach though. You're not because of your position with the GFF, you're not supposed to be around the team or around the bench.
Who said that?
Huh? I don't know. That's what I understand, that you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to be on match days. You're not supposed to be around the team. That's what I told.
Show me that rule right down. No, it's
show
fine.
you the rule.
Wait right down.
I'm asking. Well, you're saying it is not so. You're
No, that rule is nowhere.
Okay.
Look here, a lot of people in Jamaica hypocritical. I know other people who have held the technical committee job that never stop coach. But you guys have.
No, I'm just asking. I'm not.
What I'm just telling you. Yes, but I'm just saying you guys have short memories only because of speed. There's other people.
Ask your question. They tell me we have short memory.
No. But me that like you tell them. Say there's other persons who is still coaching the Premier League that used to coach a coach from Wapikil Philo that was a chairman of the technical committee for the JFF. And then coach all the time. I never hear nobody say anything.
Well, no, I to be true, I know that has happened, but because it has happened, don't mean that it is supposed to happen. Right?
But show me the rule. No,
No.
but I'm a stickler for rules, you know. Just show
No,
me
man,
one
let me
rule.
ask you this. Do you think, let me ask you a different question. Should there be a rule that governs that if you serve on the technical committee, then you can still coach, but you probably should not be like the senior coach of one of the teams where you're at the match day kind
Why?
of sitting on the bench?
Why?
Should it be? No, I'm just asking
Why?
if you think it should be. No,
I'm not
you can
I'm
tell
not
me no,
coaching.
and
No,
that's
no,
fine.
no. I said no. I'm explaining. I said no. I'm not
Okay,
coaching a national team. I'm not coaching a national team, you know. I coach in a
okay,
club team, right? You notice that when the referee say me stop the ball from go outside, she give me one yellow
yes,
card. They're not
yeah,
afraid of me. Just give me a yellow card, right?
okay,
Wrongfully. You know how much bad call me get? That's my club is the club where they use for sure. The bad calls and the referee they make, you know. If you ever see the setter bad calls where the referee assessor them, no referee, somebody teacher,
commissioner.
no, the referee them will come on some of the courses for sure you where the referee make when I'm a teach referee, you know, or the referee make bad call. A Cavalier are the featured team, you know, where you say, see that penalty, it wasn't a penalty, that wasn't a foul, we never get a penalty there. And we are the featured team. As a matter of fact, I start to believe that it not help me. None at all. It make things worse for my club.
Okay.
So
All right. I'm just asking the question. So you
there's
believe that,
no such rule. There's no such rule. And if there's no such rule, why am I obeying a no rule?
okay, no man, fine, once there's no rule, I totally agree with you. What I'm asking though, that going ahead, if there should be, but you have answered that and you also said no to
I
that.
don't care. If the rule
Yeah.
comes in place, then I'll obey it. I'm just
Okay,
saying if the rule
okay.
come, but I'm not going to put it in place because I don't see nothing wrong with it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I mean, are there any plans though? Because I want to get back to the stadium thing because I don't think you fully answered that. Is there any plans for Cavaliers to do that? You can't be going around using, I mean, they're going to be upgrading the stadium starting in January as well. That's part of the upgrade work the government is going to do. I mean, so you may not be able to use it.
What you mean by me can't go around and use the field when I want to use? Isn't that
No,
free country?
no,
So for
no.
instance,
All right, let me
for instance,
rephrase it.
well,
Let me
no, no,
rephrase the
no, you
question.
don't have to
No,
repeat it. You don't have to
you
repeat
don't
it.
need
It's
to
all
answer
right.
that then. See that you have a
No,
problem with
no,
the
no.
question. Rephrase the
Answering.
question.
I'm answering it, brother. So for instance, when I play at the stadium is, I had offers to play at other fields. And because of the interest of the game, I said, no, I'm not playing at your field. It not good enough to play international, to play club football. So I make sure whatever means necessary, we go to stadium is, and we are the best surface in the Premier League. Everybody want to play there.
We're
So
not
always that
questioning.
about
No, I am not questioning the
good.
quality of the
So hold on,
surface, the
so hold on,
quality
so
of
hold
the
on, so hold
environment.
on. We just finish answer here. So that's one. Two, it is cheaper for me to rent fields than to own one.
Okay,
And that is
see,
why AC Milan and Inter Milan, none of them own the field where them play upon. This area, what name? Whatever your name.
San Siro.
It's Antira. Them just rent it and use it every alternate day. Cheaper.
No. AC Milan don't rent the stadium that them playing.
What them do?
They do not. They do not. They have
That's what I think, but you can check it.
the sponsors give them lease it, so they don't own it. They don't own it.
Whatever. But
But there's a
because
long-term lease. But no, all I'm saying to you though, Mr. Speed, don't you believe that if you had your own facility called the Cavaliers ground, wouldn't that be better?
no, I don't see it because I use two of the best surfaces.
No,
To,
is that a matter of,
train.
all right.
Hold
What
on a
is the
moment.
value?
I
Me
use
have a
two of the best surfaces to train
yeah.
on and to play on. That is what is required. Not if I own it or don't own it. I am saying to you that it is cheaper for me to do what I'm doing. I have more money for operations
All right.
when I
So all right, so listen. All right, listen to me now, Mr. Speed. Here's what I am suggesting to you. All right, because Brain is saying rent and lease is the same thing. All right.
yes.
No. So let me explain to Brain and Mr. Speed. There are stadiums that are owned by the National Federation, like the National Stadium, right? When they are owned, the clubs in the city are given. It's not, they don't sign over the stadium to them because the national team uses the stadium, what they have to do is the company, the major company that sponsors the club, normally takes on the least of that and they use their company brand around it. Right? So that's a different thing from what Cavaliers have.
Man, yeah, listen to yourself.
It's a
Somebody
different
pay.
from what you have. It's
No,
completely different.
No. My sponsor give me the money and I pay. So what if them did pay for me? Yeah, listen to yourself, man. It's the same thing. You no pay, but somebody pay. It's not free.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Other teams can play games on that venue.
Yes. So what's wrong with that?
And the other teams can't play on those venues. It is exclusive for that club, for AC Milan.
Yes, but did you know that is not the best use of resources when you alone play on it once every 2 weeks?
No, we don't talk about the best. You see, no, we don't want. All right.
Yeah, me a challenge him. He's an economist, so me a challenge.
All right. So let me. Because here's the point I'm making. What you're suggesting to me is that it is better to have a club existing like Cavaliers, a club that has been around for over 50 years. It is better to be renting facility over the 50 years. So my next question is, what is the value of the club and what constitutes the value of the club?
The value of my club is the players, right? That's the value. If I have my players are valued, and if you look at my financial statement, you see what the players are valued at. And the club has assets, it have equipment, it have cash, it have gears, it have whole heap of things. So there's a value upon the club. It also there's a thing called intangible asset, which is if I pay money for a player, that value stays in the books. So the club has value. You don't think the club not have value because it not have no building. I mean, a lot of companies, a lot of big companies that you know, big ones don't own a building. I rent all of them buildings. A lot of big companies in Jamaica, especially in the financial sector, they don't own them, and them have whole heap of assets.
Bridget says, if I rent an apartment, I live in it exclusively, right? I am sure sports. Yeah. Cavaliers don't live at the stadium inclusively.
No, you see that deal? You see that deal when me rent it Sunday? Me exclusive.
I don't agree with your theory, but let me say this.
Nobody can come in there.
All right, let me also say this. When it comes on to asset, right? To say equipment, because all of those are depreciating asset, really, you know. So when a person is coming to buy, those asset, the asset value is very low. What I'm thinking is that if you owned real estate as a club, including a stadium, then it raises the value of your club astronomically. And I'm saying with all your winning and all of that, shouldn't Cavaliers be looking at, listen, when we win the league, man, we need to buy some land so we can afford training fields and stuff. Because
how many clubs have a stadium that is theirs in Jamaica?
But we are talking about Cavaliers right now.
No, but just because them play somewhere, why you think they own the stadium?
No, but I'm talking. When I get on the other clubs, I will talk to them.
Oh, yeah, no, but there's a plan to own property.
Mr. Speedman, you're giving me a hard time.
No, there's a plan to own property, but not a stadium. That wouldn't have been our first choice to buy if when we get money to buy. Still not a stadium. We don't want to buy other things. Remember, we have a house. We have a house now that we rent for players to stay in. So why not buy a house? Why wouldn't we want to buy somewhere where we can host a team or two? That makes more sense to us than trying to buy a piece of land and just sitting down there and we're not using it most of the time.
But so if somebody came and say, all right, we're giving you 20 acres of land, you shouldn't take it then, because you're going to say, boy, if you're going to build a stadium, you're going to be too hard to maintain.
No, that's a different thing. No, you have to understand the time, the money and value, right? 20 acres land, we could never refuse it. But we did check in at Kingston, Mr. Management, and only one place we find at Kingston we could have make a stadium now. Just one place. and somebody have a lease on it.
Okay. So there's no real estate that you could. That's fine. What about
There's
in
no-
and you don't want to take your club outside of Kingston?
No, this is where the factory is.
Or the factory? Sorry, the factory
You
can't
notice
move.
when, you
So
notice
if
when
the Chilani multipurpose stadium came up for sale, you don't buy it.
no, the white elephant. When I do that.
Okay, just checking. All right.
You notice how much ball you have to buy from Kingston to come at your place. The factory is not there. Factory is where me is.
All right. Let me just say, that is a non-intangible asset. If it's an actual asset, more like goodwill. I think KS is talking about when you're talking about like players and stuff like that. He's saying that is not intangible asset. It's like an I'm not sure. I think he may be talking about the land. I'm not sure. But Nitro says true. A number of financial houses rent instead of own makes better business sense. So some persons are agreeing with you. And then he's saying that it is not better, cheaper in the short term to do that. And then Marsden Rickett says what Management is saying would make more sense if the club has income from ticket sales and jersey sales. So let's get to that, Mr. Speed. What are you doing to have the fans? Go ahead.
Well, I never tell the person who just said that. Say yes, when me there stadium, we still have tickets here. And jersey sales. If you decide to live off a jersey sales, everybody dead feel hungry. I'm just trying to say that.
Oh, KS is saying that players are not deemed to be intangible assets. So can you really say the players determine your asset value? That I'd love to know.
No. What we record in football accounting, the money that you pay for the players is recorded. When they leave the club, you take it out as a disposal. That is all them. So and then in the notes, you will have a value. You value the players again in the notes and just put on the amount of money that them value in the notes. So that's how you account for players in your financials.
You know
When
what is funny? Go ahead.
When you buy a player, you buy an asset, right? When you buy a player, you buy an asset. You have to record, you buy the player. You don't put it to P&L. That's how it is treated in the books. EPL, I've checked. That's how it is treated.
Let me just say this. When you talk about factory in Kingston, you know that there's the greater percentage of your squad come from rural areas, though?
No.
Where is Marlando Martin from? Not Marlando Martin. Midfielder who used to go in Lamont Rochester, Manchester.
Yeah.
Maxwell.
Yeah.
Manchester.
Yeah.
Don't it? Richard King, Clarendon College. Don't it?
In Liver Jungle. Stop your foolishness. A Kingston.
But at Clarendon College him develop.
No, in Minaki develop in Liver Jungle. That's Liver Jungle.
Oh, jeez. Eh? See, you want me to go on?
No, you can't. But that him don't qualify. Yeah, I'm trying to make up something there.
All right.
Him not qualify for out of them.
So let's get to this one. What about a couple nights ago we had Mullines on, and they said that monthly at the bare minimum, they said bare minimum, it cost them $5 million a month operational cost.
I don't think that's what they said. They said 2.5.
Huh?
2.5 him said.
2.5. Brian, where are you? Did you say 2.5? He must have watched Talawas game. Brian, did you say 2.5? Come sure, Mannings man. Here,
I never forget. Mannings man, I never forget a number. Trust me.
He said 2.5.
Yeah.
All right. What is Cleo Clarendon? Yeah, give me some more name.
They're gonna tree stuff right now. Right.
Well,
like 50.
Ansin is saying 2.5, he said.
I don't forget number.
So right. So 2.5 million. What is the man will call in, you know, the man will go say money is money wrong. Jesus. If we that do our work. So what is the operational cost for Cavaliers? What is it for Cavaliers? I mean,
well, our operational, first of all, you see the 4 person I just tell you, and we have one manager. That is the extent of the management we will pay. We have other people who help us, so we don't carry that huge overhead like some other club. We don't carry overhead for pay water rate and light bill and pay groundsman and all of those things. This is what I try to tell you. And pay somebody to clean up the place after we done playing all of those things. Because we don't have those expenses. Because we rent and we cut after that. We have business with it. If the grass not green, we cuss and say why the grass not green. If the place not mark good, we come and we cuss and say why it not mark good. We know business with marking and all things, those things. So we are able to keep our overhead to a bare minimum. And so our expenses, even although we pay probably the fourth or the fifth highest, our expenses is probably still the lowest. We don't have manager and sporting director and then manager and then.
So Mullins is 2.5. You're saying that yours is like 1.25.
No, I'm not tell you how much, but me just tell you say, because me not think me can't tell you. Me have to ask Mercer directors if me can't tell you club business like that. But what I said to you is that
on average, you would not be able to tell people on average what a club spends.
No, when there's no, it's a private club, it's a private company. Why may I go to you not tell me what you spend on average? You tell me what you spend on average to run your business. No.
If you can tell her that if you want.
Me no want.
Yeah, but there you go.
But I spend the least amount of money when you add up everything because my overhead is like.
Man, I did not say that, my boss. Where you get 5 million from? All right. We corrected it, sir. My apologies. 2.5 million. You said they corrected me, sir. I was just trying to call you.
The other thing where people keep on saying we play for prize money at 2.5 million. While that is true, remember that every month we get money from professional football. So it's not that you're playing, that's the only amount of money you get.
So all the clubs get the same amount of money every month?
Yes, except for travel.
Not mean the same amount in terms of
same amount of money is a profit share except for traveling. Who travel from far I get more except for traveling.
Okay, I see what you mean. So you could be getting 500,000 a month, and then you can add up that to what the prize money is to say that is your overall earnings.
Correct.
Okay,
correct.
I see.
Plus they get gears, 2 set of gears. You know,
so the sponsors don't give the clubs have to get their own gears?
No, the professional football buy gears for the club, so you get 2 set of gears. So if you add up everything, people just not talking about all that they get. They get whole heap of, you get water. You know, you have to buy those. You get whole heap of things where people don't have.
Okay, I understand. Well, some of the persons are saying that it is true. You cannot tell me what you're spending because of tax purposes. You understand me?
If you want,
no, they say that you're the TD, so you can't say certain things.
I'm a sporting director, Paul Christie trying and tell you, Paul Christie after I'm here that title 2 years now, more present go say him a sporting director too, Paul Christie. I am the first sporting director in a Jamaica, and then all of a sudden, everybody at the title.
Our next big question we're asking: the broadcast deal. Does very good point, Rob Simmons, right? Because Brian wasn't able to explain. Is it that the clubs have to get paid? Like, does Cavaliers get paid for their games being broadcast?
No. What happens is that professional football get paid for all the games that are being broadcast, and they share the money with us.
Oh, okay. So the clubs do earn from the games being broadcast.
We earn two revenue we get. One is from the local provider who send it out locally and through the Caribbean, and then there's another international person who take the feed and they also pay us.
Okay. Is Cavaliers looking to recruit talented youngsters from overseas, such as other Caribbean countries?
We have done that before. I mean, so if somebody call us and say them have an exceptional teenager, we definitely will look at them with a view to carry them to play for us.
Yeah. KSS Speed. Everything about disclosure finance. The default is to say it is a private company. I think Premier League teams disclose their finances, although some are not public entities. And then Rob Smith says, does the JPL have a broadcast deal? I think the answer to that is yes. You just explained that.
Right. So I give my accounts every year to CONCACAF. You have to put it in the Comet system. I also have to give it to JFF. I don't need to give it to anybody else. I didn't come and ask if you give me your financial statement for your company. Come on. I don't need to give it to anybody else. I've given it to the two person who's supposed to get it, the two organizations who's supposed to get it. Because if I don't, I won't get a club license. And that's why I do it.
Okay.
Oh, and we get, and we file it too. We make a loss when we have been making loss since we start. So we're not on a tax liability.
Okay. So listen, what new can we expect from Cavaliers this season, Mr. Speed? What I know you said that we must look out for Christopher Yanzrod. Richard King could be on the move. You told me that last season that he was going to.
No, well, because there was interest, there was serious interest and offers. But we didn't take up the offers because I told you the reason why. So, I said this year, let me rephrase. I expect that he can move at any time. So we are trying to prepare for that if he has to go. Surely him now go again for this transfer window, but clearly in January he could be on his way. So we have to be prepared for that. He's a quality player. Quality player can leave anytime.
Well, I think finally, Mr. Speed, because the people are seeing your hand, they have been of the impression that you are this person, but the person is here typing and you're talking and we see your hand. So we know it is not Mr. Speed. Mr. Speed, the most effective Jamaican football person in a long time. You're doing a good job. If we had 5 more like you, we would be all right. Good luck to you and Cavaliers for the upcoming season. That is from Tiki Tak.
Yes, so you agree. All right. Now you know it's not me. All right. So look here. What we really try to
Big
do,
up TikTok.
what we really try to do, is to prepare Cavalier players for the overseas market. Ask them to play properly. That is why we pass the ball so much. I mean, you know that people keep on talking about some of the goals that we scored, the individual ones, but the team goal that we scored against Mount Pleasant, Dunby, to me was the most pleasing goal. That one touch goal that we just knock it up one time, like about 6 times. That to me was the most pleasing goal I think Cavalier has ever scored. So, and it's something that we know we can do, but we always have not been very consistent. So all we're going to be doing is improving on what we did the year before, because we have the base. We're not worried about players, because we're worried about getting our system right and being able to do what we want to do. So again, as we have always done, Cavalier will challenge again for the title. I don't know what is going to happen. I thought we were bad lucky this time not to repeat, because I believe if we had gone on to the final.
I thought you were lucky.
No, we weren't. I thought if we go on to the final, instead of Dunbowling, we would have won because of.
But you'd have defeated Harborview. But I don't think the two most consistent teams in the league. Like, I think Waterhouse and Dunbeholden probably are the two most consistent teams throughout the season.
Yes, but the rule never make up like that. The rule never say who most consistent win. The rule say when you're done consistent, you have a knockout. That's how the rule is. So the two teams them will peak there. Come on, that's when that's at the right time. There's no other time to peak except in the playoffs. So the rule never say are the two most consistent. So let me explain.
You think we don't know the rule? Don't say that, Mr. Speed. We know the rule. Don't say that.
Like you say, who lead must win. That's the rule say. So let me explain something here in a Jamaican context. During the preliminary round, you have some clubs have them money and have them have them same team from last year and some big man and them have them money and them organization and all of that, have them field and them venues. What happens is that a mountain time, them now better for salaries. So the players then smoother. Them smoother than now better for player salaries, now better for food, now better for medication, and now better for nothing. So the team them can perform more consistent. But when it comes to playoffs, all of that throughout the winter. All the coach never used to treat good or never used to get paid. They no business with that. Them things is the less that those things in their mind no more. A playoff time. I'm on a crab. I'm gonna give them 100. And a lot of teams that did have it smooth early just can't withstand that surge. And we surging at the end because we had to rebuild the team. So what happened when we rebuild the team? We're always improving as we go along. And we know it's the playoffs, we're not no more improving. We just surge at time. Above you did the same. That's why we were probably the two most impressive team in the playoff section.
I heard that there is a bigger broadcasting deal lining up. Are you aware of that?
I'm aware of everything.
So okay, we can expect some bigger, better.
It's lining up. It's not finished yet. So
lining up. Okay, all right. Has the recent A license course changed your tactical approach or improved your system of play?
Well, I know a lot more. Yes.
I can tell you that there my coach is in the league now. This is my coach for the JPL.
Who are your coach?
The Messiah at the Mount.
Well, I would be interested. You know, when I met,
I can't wait for people. One game not missing is Mount Pleasant versus Cavaliers.
You never ever miss it yet, but you know, I met Wally when I met Wally Downs a couple years ago. It was a couple years, a couple years ago, and I heard that he had an A license. There was just one thing on my mind, one big thing on my mind, that when we meet, at some point in time, I want to match wits against him. There was nobody that I prefer to come to Jamaica than him. I loved it. Some people were thinking that, oh, that's not a good thing. I always think it's such a good thing when you get pro license coach and all those top coaches come to Jamaica, because now we can test more wits against them. So just remember that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Coach Whitmore, you don't know. You know who my money is on. You understand me? You know who my money is on. But that is one game I could afford it to play. Me have it dead. That may I tell you right now.
I just want you to remember the record, 12 times we meet, 6 win Cavalier, 5 draw, 1 loss. Don't ever forget that.
Yeah. Bradrian says, Sir Speid knows everything except if Yanzrod is back at Cavalier. Calabar or that. Yeah, Bradrian, you have selective knowledge.
If Bradrian want to know if him there Calabar, I'll go to Calabar. Why is asking me? I don't go to Calabar. I don't go to no schoolboy training. I don't go to Calabar. Bradrian, just go Calabar and find out yourself. I know that one day I saw him in half a tree. I mean, him have a good talk. I know say him go whether I come half season or full season, him go do the business this year. That's all I know.
All right, we'll look out to see that. So where the fans can get their Cavalier jersey online now, because we give you our whole season,
So this year, what is gonna happen is that we're gonna have a provider. A provider that will sell jersey for all the clubs. So that is the deal we're working out with a provider for this year. I don't want to tell you who it is yet, but I will tell you before the league start. So that person will be selling all the jersey, Cavalier jersey, Don Goal, and all the rest of jerseys.
But you know that there is a person called Before the Game who actually does sporting merchandise, who said that he'd be willing to do that for the clubs, like cups and scarves and
right.
He's called Before the Game. He did give me his number, saying that if anyone want to reach out to him for their clubs, you could do that. So I could but he's normally in the comment section. I don't see him tonight though.
No, but I was going to say, we give somebody to sell on all of our behalf, because the truth is.
Yeah, but what about other stuff though? What about your water bottles and?
I agree. Something that we ask the person we give to deal with too, because even the diaspora, they would probably want scarves and some of those things that we wouldn't use necessarily in Jamaica, but they would probably want to buy it overseas. So
no, man, you talk about this is Jamaica, Mr. Speid, man. Jamaican no business, man. A style and flavor, we say, They might go wear scarves, And now it's summer Jamaica wear scarf, Jamaica, this, a style.
That is a part of the deal we're trying to work out too, for paraphernalia. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Porter is saying that Mr. Speed, I will break down Mount Pleasant for you and send you the analysis.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Because I do have an analysis.
Hey,
Analysis
let me tell you
at
this.
Cavalier.
People,
Thank you.
Cavaliers, this season will not be beating Mount Pleasant. Let me say it again.
Yeah, I want you to say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
Clip it, people. Cavaliers will not be beating Mount Pleasant this season in the JPL.
You know, I'm so happy you're saying that, because all you do is motivating us.
I'm motivate Mount Pleasant too.
You see this clip? I'm going to take out this clip of Justin and send it in a Cavalier group when we finish.
That more you do, man. More you send it to them, because me I go talk to the Mount Pleasant man and said, they said, Tapper, you have to do this for me.
Is there a rumor that the last match Mount Pleasant and Cavalier played, that every player was offered $500,000 to win the game? Is that a rumor or is that true?
Which last game? The third and the fourth game?
In the playoff. I heard there's a bird just drop it in a while ago for me and say every player was offered
nothing like that, man. Nothing like that. Nothing like that.
Hey, listen. Is that screenshot me get, you know? Is that screenshot me get, you know? Is that screenshot? Man, is that screenshot me get? Don't
send me the screenshot. I want Garlin saying that the eagle we deal with. Eagle we deal with. We don't deal with regular bird like Garlin and Picheri.
Yeah, Christian, you know, is that screenshot me get here?
No, man, not no gossa, man. Not no gossa, man.
You ever hear of any game that play as down a center where one man win 800,000 betting on Cavalier to win? You ever hear of that?
Listen, man. We talk about bet money. We talk about bet money. No, man, bet some serious money, man.
You ever hear some man with 800,000 for Cavalier win at Jacksal?
Okay.
So you stay there.
Well, we're not betting no money still, but I think
greatest rivalry in a professional football now are those two teams, you know. Not care how you feel. Those two teams.
You know. But I'm looking forward to a good season. I think, you know, I'm so happy. I think Coach Whitmore being in the league, he has something to prove. And I think he's preparing his team, because I still believe that he's a quality coach. He's a quality coach and he has some qualities. And I think that he's coming. He's coming. People, he's coming.
You know, man is the strongest. Never hear you talk still, but I've heard you talk almost as strong before when Wally don't come.
No, man. Me rated him. Me call him Wally. You call him Wally Downs. No, man. Me call him Wally Ups, man. Man, Wally never ready, man.
Anyway, you're right still. I agree with you. Them supposed to win.
Mr. Speed, could you ask the email address of the acting general secretary of TikTok is asking for is TikTok, what you saying? Mr. Speed, could you ask the email address of the acting general secretary of the JFF? This JFF, but I keep forgetting the name of the lady who is the acting person.
Acting administrator, Janice Rose Brown. Yeah, we're not understanding that message, yeah, man. All right, Mr. Speed, and so you said that there'll be one place that will be distributing jerseys for the team. All right. Yeah. We thing finalized. I mean, we don't agree on the deal. It's just for just.
All right, bigger broadcasting stuff coming, bigger sponsorship coming, bigger league coming, because it is 14 teams now. You understand me? So that is some good news. Some good news. Some teams. Okay. Janice Rose Brown at question sign.
I don't know.
Oh, I think he's trying to ask if you can tell him if it's Johnny's rule.
I don't often. I don't know often.
Yeah, TikTok him don't know. You have to call him. You have to call Mr. Speed personally, and then he
Yeah.
can help with that. Yeah, yeah. So, but listen. Thank you for coming on. All the best to Cavaliers this season, but Mount Pleasant. You understand? But
You know, man,
look bad.
you can't be a moderator and a moderator, you know.
I so because I'm talking about Mount Pleasant, all of a sudden I'm not moderating.
You have to moderate when you know you can't make it look so bad.
No, no.
The
Listen, here's
word
the thing.
moderator, what it
No,
mean?
man, it's bantering, man. It's bantering, man.
The
But I do,
moderator mean?
honestly, though. I think I will say this though. Listen, if you ask me, the teams that I think I like Arnett Gardens, but I really love what Cavaliers does in terms of always having youth. I'm down in St. Antonio, so I support Mount Pleasant, and I believe that this is the best compilation in terms of their leadership they have had to do something. And I like the recruitment that they have been making. They have been recruiting players in their prime. So they have a solid thing they're building. I like Paul Christie and stuff. But it won't be no pushover, you know, because Cavaliers is a quality team. Waterhouse is quality. Arnett Gardens, quality. I think even the two teams promoted, quality teams. So it will be a very good competition. I mean, Dookie gone to Mobile United to work back with Pow against, you know, that players going to come in for Dookie. So quality. The league going to be good. The league going to be good, man. So it's just bantering, man.
No,
Yeah.
but no, that's fine. I was bantering it too. But the truth is, we are pleased with where the league is so far. Since we call it season 3, you know, we're trying to forget everything we happened in our first 47 years. And we really don't mention, like what I mentioned, this as season 3 because it is season 3 in the new paradigm. And is only a person who's really blind will not see that there's massive improvements in the league based on where it was pre-COVID. You can see the players improving themselves. You can see tactically a lot of the coaches better. The technique of the player much better once we start to play on better surface. And I just think that season 3 will be more entertaining and harder. Is a little bit longer, and I think it's gonna be harder. It's gonna be more entertaining. You're gonna see more players coming out of the woodwork, trying to shine. Because also, I think this last year was one of the years that the most players leave the league and go overseas. A lot of players have left this league and gone overseas. If you add up the total sum, it's not 2 and 3 players anymore. If at the last, I thought we were past 8 players, maybe 9 or 10 players who have gone overseas since. So all of that is good. All of those 10 players would have been able to help their families, would have been able to have a better way of life. So I hope that next year is 20 leaving the shores of Jamaica to go overseas. I mean, the club's not getting the money yet, but eventually, if they go overseas and do well, then people will want to start to pay money for Jamaica players to come over. So this league is nothing short of phenomenon, and I just hope we can continue. So when top coaches like Tapa, who I think is a good coach, I was just bantering you, come in the league, then it make the rest of coaches them have to shuffle up. That's what it's all about. I mean, if Pep come to Jamaica, I'm sure everybody don't want to get 6 love and 9 love. So them have to shuffle up. Everybody have to get better. So that is what happens when good coaches come. I mean, it's a little bit over bearing when the best manager in the country gone a Mount Pleasant. The national team conditioners, coach, conditioner, assistant coach, goalkeeper coach gone at the same place. It must be formidable. But guess what? You have some coaches and you have some players. They might shine up them last. They might shine up them boots because they might say, yeah, if there's a giant
boots a better word to use.
There's
Like the last idea.
a giant, are the best, are the giant they want. I mean, that is why it to me is easier for motivate a team now. You get up every day from 4 o'clock and I say, yes, them I want to play against. When I was playing, that's all I wanted to do, play against the best. And I try to inculcate that in my players. So, it's all good for the league. Even if they win the league by 20 points, so when playoff come, a different thing. Them have to fight all over again. So let's
Yeah.
see what happens.
Yeah, but I mean, in closing though, is I don't like the fact that Coach Laylor leave Calabar, and maybe there's no connection, and Yanzrod leaving, and Henry leaving, and boy, may I tell you, I don't like.
Spread upon the man. Calabar have a bigger coach up there now.
Yeah, of course he's bigger. Of course, Enterprise is bigger. So why how size come into the argument? Me not talk about the man them size.
Not size. Me talk about.
I think.
I talk about people know him coaching for a long while. You know, him well known around Jamaica landscape as a coach. Was
No,
not
but Mr. Speed,
national.
that's differing from what you're deflecting. What I am saying is that I find it very. Coach Laylor was there, the players were there. Coach Laylor leaving, the players not playing. Those they can play by age. Maybe there's no connection, but I just think that's all I'm saying. Maybe there's nothing to it.
There's no connection.
But I normally see that though. I normally see that happening in the leagues across, like especially with the schools. If a coach leaves a school, players leaves with him.
Don't put that on Laylor. Laylor is not coaching any school team now, so don't put that on.
Yeah, no, I know that he's not. But all right, you know
Laylor is a Christian, one of the nicest person you'd ever meet. Laylor would never do anything like that.
But me never said the man.
No, but I'm just clearing him. I never say it did. I'm just clearing him. So you have anything to do with those players leaving. Laylor would never tell them to leave his school because he's leaving. Laylor never went to Calabar, so there's nothing there for him to be holding on to. He left voluntarily. He didn't want to.
Bridge in the Calabar man, he said that Laylor took his ball and went. Or maybe it is the leader, you know, because leader up there with some serious recruiting.
Leader is from Calabar, yeah. He's a Calabar man. Laylor is one of the nicest person.
To interview Maxwell.
Yeah, Laylor not do anything like that. One of the nicest person you ever.
Yeah. Vibes Addict Entertainment said, ask Speed if he want me to help with the image of his club.
I don't know what that means. One time a coach called me, say him see what I'm trying to do, and him think he can get me there. Yeah. So I asked him what I'm trying to do. Of course, you know, so the argument finished, I couldn't tell me what I'm trying to do because, you know.
Unseen, not true.
And then years after, I see him trying to coach. And team almost get relegated. But, you know, everybody is a genius. Everybody is a genius. Yeah, man, unseen. Everybody is a genius. And then just looking. But if him tell me what specifically he want to work on, I'm fine. You know, we do have our objectives where the club are try achieving in the next 3 years, and that's what we work, you know.
Yeah. All right, listen, well, thank you for your time. We actually gone past the hour. It's an hour and 30 minutes, so I'm going to end it right now. But I want to thank you and also to wish your team all the best for the upcoming season. When again is the start of the league, the first day?
Supposed to be 23rd of October. And we play Mount Pleasant, I think is our 4th game. And when we play Mount before the break, you know, the league is going to break for the World Cup. And then it come on back. So we play Mount Pleasant before the World Cup. And
so you're Mount Pleasant playing in October?
And we will see at the game in November. And I'll see at the game.
They no must, man. Rain or shine. Rain or shine. We have to do the game there, you know. I tell you.
I think that is going to be the game that carry the most spectator anywhere it is because I know Mount Pleasant people, they want the revenge, you know. They want the revenge. All
right, couple more questions for you. One. Anyway, speed. I think Anthony said he want a practice match with Cavaliers.
Who going to play against Cavalier?
Anthony have a side, you know. Have a team, not a side team.
They play against side.
He have a team called El Futuro Academy.
El Futuro. That from FIFA Futuro course.
I don't know where you get it from, but and then Brandon said, Manning, was that coach a former JPL coach? Is he still coaching? And then he says, Manning, ask Mr. Speed that question for me, please. It is very important.
Which coach?
No, when you were saying that a coach asked you that he wanted to come and help you, and you said to him, with what you're doing, he knows what you're trying to do. I asked him what you're doing. He's saying that, who is that coach?
Yeah, man, he was a part of a team of Brian now.
Oh, okay. So, Brian, it is him. Mr. Porter is asking what day in November is that game against Mount Pleasant?
I don't remember, but I think I don't remember. I think we break November 18th, so it will be before that, but I don't remember the exact.
Oh, an unseen team is Yuatan FC.
Never heard of them.
You mean you're of Yuatan?
I thought Unseen was coaching True Juice. I don't understand how much team him coach.
No, but True Juice stop playing out because the competition finished. You know what I'm saying? And the man same team can give you a run for your money. Listen, Unseen saying team can beat my team. Unseen a big coach. You know, me tell you, them D-lights here now. You see them D-lights, thing here. Them D-lights elevate them to a higher heights, you know. Me need I must have some high grade then of the D licensing. Me have to take the D license thing there, you know. See if you can get me high. He said that team. Go ahead.
I will teach him some stuff, man. What you say about my team?
He's saying that your side need a guy that a social guy that is more active. I figure he's talking about on social media, Vibes Addict Entertainment. So Vibes Addict Entertainment. I don't know how you go, but you need to reach out to Mr. Speid.
The only a fact is that Cavalier social media is #1 in Jamaica still. I mean, we have the most followers, you know, on Facebook, TikTok, all of those things, whatever them is. We are #1 in Jamaica. But I'm going to agree with him that we could get help. And we know a lot of people spend more time.
Is it volunteer? Is it voluntary help? Vibes Addict. Man is telling me if and when. This one is saying, man is tell Mr. Speid, if and when King leave his team will be drastically weakened.
Look here, Bahala. In the playoffs, King never played it when we play Mount Pleasant. In the playoffs, King missed a lot of games in this season, and we never even skip a beat. It's not the player, it's our strength, it's our system where people know to play in the moments. Right? It's not the player. Just I'll tell you that.
Yeah. All right. Again, when the season starts, October
23rd. That's
23rd.
Expected start. And it go all the way till July next year. Long season.
Because there's going to be a break for the World Cup.
A 1 month break, yes, for the World Cup.
This is what Danny Dread. Every scene was maybe trainer know me, man. You know why Danny Dread? Because me normally me can't manage the sun, brother. Me always there in the part with the AC and the sheltered part. Me not go down at that's me not really down at it. Can't manage it. Me and the sun not really work so well. But I'm always there, man. Tell him, man, Mr. Speid, man, you know, me there up on the field, man. Me and Unseen I'll do giveaway Danny Dread, man. Big up yourself, Danny Dread. Anytime you're there, look out for the red, green, and gold. I am sure sports, and we normally have a group away, man. But we normally
I wish Danny Dread that.
Not Danny Beckford, you know. This is Danny Dread. Danny Dread normally call on the radio and all of them things. Big Mount Pleasant fan, man.
Okay.
I know him, you know, but him don't know me, but I know him. Big Mount Pleasant fan, man. Always at Draxall.
Good.
Yeah, man.
That's why it cost me so much, because I'm a Mount Pleasant fan.
Oh, yeah, you mean, what him now cost you?
Not today.
Where him cost?
I joke. I know him. I want to
All right. Hey, Mr. Speid, again, thank you so much. The people, one thing when you're on, the people are very animated, always have a lot of questions and things. So,
Yep. No problem.
Yeah, man. So thank you so much. Tell Mrs. Speid thanks for, you know, allowing you, you know. Yeah. Right. And see somebody telling you that the CONCACAF Gold Cup is June 26 to July 16. June 26. So the league, how that going? The league going to break again.
To July 16. No, we can't. We might have to play some during the week.
Yeah. Game. He's saying that June 26.
No. We didn't know. No, we knew. But in the Gold Cup, I doubt the coach carry. Remember the rule is that you have to lose 4 or more players, you know, for get a postponement. So if you lose 1 or 2 players, you still have to play. So I doubt any coach, will pick a national team. It will pick more than one or two players from local. You want for each team.
That's what I mean. Oh, you're saying that while the Gold Cup is going on, the squad probably only have one at most or two local players, so it shouldn't affect the league play.
From each team, and the rule is that you have to lose 3 or 4 players to national duties for actually a postponement.
Okay. Yeah. All right, and then Press is saying the two most active clubs on social media. It's true, Mr. Speed, is Mount Pleasant and Harborview still, Cavalier
No.
need to step up.
Just look on Facebook first, and we have the most Facebook.
No, but Mr. Speed, all people use Facebook,
That's all right. Them have the money, and then you have TikTok, then you have the other one where we have follow. But if you add them all together,
you need to get up to speed. You need to get up to speed.
No, if you add them all together, we're number one. We have all of the rest too. But if you add them all, Instagram, we're on Instagram, and we have if you add them together, we are number one. Just go back and check again.
Okay. They're asking why I break the league for World Cup. Is that like we have any players? People want to watch World Cup, brother. You think nobody are going to watch the match at Draxal when the World Cup match are play?
The matches are finished by 11. The World Cup matches are finished by 11 still, So in our ways, but we might play a different league at that time. Premier League club, like a knockout.
Sport City says Cavaliers have the youngest average age club team in the world.
No, second youngest. There's one way younger than we, but they're not really challenged for no title.
Swedish club was number one, but have lost that slot.
Oh, well, maybe. I don't.
Really? Hey, Sport City, big up yourself. Cavaliers has the youngest professional team in the world. Whoa.
No, it's probably 2. I heard we were number 2 just the other day. Like somebody from Sweden actually was talking to me and said, no, you're number 2. But maybe they lost it, I don't know. Yeah. And our team will probably be younger this year because we sold the oldest player to Mount Pleasant.
Yeah. The player from that move in the January
the oldest
window.
Player we sold him to Mount Pleasant.
Oh, that's Jamai Topi.
No. The other one, yes, say a bird tell you something.
Oh. Okay.
Like you can't remember your bird, I tell you.
Yeah. No, we know who you're talking. We just want to be somebody different. Yeah, but this is the third time, and this is it.
Mount Pleasant wanted the second oldest one, but me say no, 2.
Okay, no man, he's talking Melvin Duxley. That's the player he's talking. Melvin Duxley.
Yeah.
So all right, Mr. Speed. Yeah, I think Andre Reed playing schoolboy football this season, though. He's at St. George's.
Yeah, definitely. But
Adrian Reed, yes.
Yeah, definitely. But as soon as that finished, he's up in over back. I mean, that boy is like 6 foot already. I mean, he can do it all. He was 15. He's going to be 16 probably next year. He was 16 or 17. I don't remember. Probably, but good quality, technique, good, everything good. Has a great brain for the game.
Yeah, man. But all the best and take care. And thanks again so much.
Take care before you ask my next question. All right, thanks.
Cool. Yeah. All right, people, listen, there you're going. I mean, we went longer than we were supposed to, almost an hour and 40 minutes. Please, hey, come on, hit up the like button. If you're watching, if you have not yet subscribed, also subscribe to the channel. All right, it's a joy to have had you tonight. We're going to do things differently tomorrow. We are going to still have a next club coming on, but we're going to talk about some female football, regular girls football. We also have our NFL team coming back in as the NFL is about to restart. So we have those things coming up. The Talawas also won their CPL game tonight, defeating St. Kitts and the Nevis Patriots. So congrats to the Talawas winning their first game of the 2022 edition of the CPL. I just want to give you this, right? I like to there's a Jamaica swim team, right? Let me just give you this. Give it a surname: Rob, Loza, Thomas, and Denny. And they set a new national 15-17 record at the FINA Junior Championship. Devon, Robe, Kahim, Loza, Nathaniel Thomas, and Nelson Denny, right? Age group record in the boys 4x100 meter freestyle in the FINA World Junior Championship in Lima, Peru on August 30th. They clocked 3 minutes 36.90 seconds to finish 13th out of 21 and erase the previous mark of 3 minutes and 37.72 set at the Carif 2018 Carifta. All right, so I had to give you some of that information to let you know what is happening with our swimmers. All right, so listen, that's what we want to do. Brandon King, player of the match. Yeah, man, whenever we have some information, hey, sports guys spitting information like, whoa. Yeah, Jamaica men lacrosse team now ranked 9th in the world. No other male Jamaican sport team has been ranked in the top 10 in the world. Not the Reggae Boys or any other Jamaican male sports team. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Thank you so much, Sport City people. These are the kind of things we want to hear and know what is happening in our sport. Yeah, and we recently started playing it, Rob Smith. We recently started playing lacrosse. It hasn't been long. Can be more than 2 to 3 years that we have been. So that's good. That's good. Thank you so much. Oh, if we want change, we have to stick to the task. What is the latest on our trademark issue? TikTok. This is not the tomorrow when we do the show, we'll get into that. Neil Sovereign, who is, we call him the attorney on this, he will be on with me to explain some more about that and give you some details and stuff. So he will be on. All right. So yeah. 2000, yeah, Jamaica playing the World Cup next year. Awesome. Yeah, I know we play rugby sevens. We play Scotland in the opener September 9. Yep. Yeah, the rugby team doing well. Rob Smith, the easy though. Yeah, man. But blessed love to all of you. This has been the JPL Team Review Show. I am Management. Big up again to the GUNNERS Gunners of Arsenal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. 5 in a row. 5 in a row. How you doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. All right, people. Listen. Have a wonderful night until tomorrow. I am Management. This has been I Am Sure Sports. So, here is what. We are, as usual, over and we are O-U-T out.
Boom, check it out. I don't know it's Jason. I'm a represent for I Am Sure Sports. For the latest news and updates, check out I Am Sure Sports. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe and share. Jason representing I Am Sure.